Beautiful rising. What's going on with y'all? I had something to say this morning, and it was along the lines of living in your truth and seeing as a young man how many men were okay living with a lie or living within a lie. Like, and it's hard to kind of understand because, depending on where you are in life, you'll be like, I'll never do that. Nah, I never, I never. What I have come up with is definitely is either magic, some kind of spiritual energy hold on the individual, and this can go for men or women, but I felt like I needed to make this video definitely after seeing someone talk bad about a loved one. Like, it's just one bad apple that can ruin the bunch. I try my hardest not to take the negative situations that I see within folks that I just know or I'm cool with. I try not to internalize it and then use that as my blueprint for stuff I want to not fuck with or stay away from or whatever the case is. But when you see a woman say, like, I'll throw out all his clothes and burn his car down and do to still come back to me. Like, and I'm pretty much paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what it said. This nigga love me to death. This nigga love my draws. Like, that's why I feel like I need to make this video. That really struck a nerve in me. I ain't gonna lie, it struck a nerve. And then you think about your loved ones or just being real. That's what I'm saying, just being a real individual. And it's like, how can you do somebody like that? Like, damn near, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say, like, it's rough because if you don't find somebody that 110% respects you, they end up disrespecting you every which way, it seems like. And that shit is hurtful because when you're just trying to be a real individual and be a real ass man, be a man, not no little boy, be a man. That's why I said, like, it's already certain responsibilities and other things that we got to keep up with, that we got to make sure that's 100. That's good. But then you mix that in with a woman or with a man that don't love you, that treats you bad, don't know how to talk nice to you, make fun of you behind your back. Some folks just be on different timing, you know? Some of us, we live in scarcity. At one point, you felt like you were in scarcity, like you were gonna be alone. And that's why I said, like, that's why the mind is so powerful. You say it once, you can end up living it for a long time from just saying it one time. Watch your mouth. That's why affirmations are good. They're powerful. They speak life into you right now. Be in the now, right now. Be in focus. Stay focused or end up homeless. This is how I break it down. I feel like men, because of the work that I've done, work that I put in, I noticed, and I've been noticed this, it was just whether I was tapped in or not. I noticed that, like, other men that are like vibrating high, that are on their purpose, on their grind, they notice these things too. We see the embarrassment. We see one-sidedness of the relationship. We see a lot of times, like, us men and women that are tapped in, that are serving our purpose, that are staying aligned with what is true to us. We see all the imperfections. You see all the imperfections. Then it becomes, okay, I put in so much work. Like, what are you willing to compromise? If you don't have that understanding, a lot of your relationship is going to be confusion. And that's why I say I've peeped this within some of my own relationships. And that's why I wanted to end them. And the crazy thing is, you can be the one tapped in. Listen to this, men. You can be the one tapped in. You can be the one that understands all this information, but your girl might not let you go. You can have a girl that don't want to let you go. You can have a girl, like, or vice versa. You can have a man that is not interested in letting you go. They're okay with the toxic, with the drama. And that's when I started feeling like they're feeding off of you. They're feeding off of that energy. Every time you go back, they're feeding off it. Every time it seems like it's hard for you to get yourself together. That's what I'm saying, like, they're praising that. They're excited about it. They're happy that you're struggling. They're happy that you have to count on them. And that's why, like, I be looking at some of the men in my life, and I'm like, my dad mad at how I handle certain situations because I don't handle it like him, okay? I'm still my daddy's son. Let me cook for a little bit. Some don't have their father. Some never had their father, right? But then there's the men that had their dad, and they still end up getting played. by a succubus. They still end up getting played by a Jezebel. That's what I'm saying. Like, you running? Don't say you running back to pussy that called you retarded. And then that's what I'm saying. Okay, so this is where I am. I feel like my mama did enough work for me. You telling me how I just need you? I've been doing shit for myself. Washing my own clothes, cooking my own food. I know how to keep a house clean. I am a very territorial person. I respond very heavily to my environment. I still feel like the kid that'll lock himself in the room and I got a house. Everybody is different. So it's not that big of a deal. If you don't learn how to process your own feelings and emotions, you always gonna be left behind. You always gonna be trying to figure out like, what is wrong with my relationships? And that's why I'm just like, I'm still working on not overly being emotionally responsive in like my answers. AKA like, shut the fuck up and start responding to shit like a bitch. Gotta get some pet food. God definitely, like, I feel like he has a sense of humor. And that's what I was trying to express. Because I feel like when something gets harder to leave, it's because you stay too long. And I feel like that's how God intended it to be. Either listen the first time, or I'm just gonna make it a lot more difficult each and every single time that you try to leave afterwards, right? Everyone around you can see that the relationship isn't necessarily serving you. And the crazy thing is, I put a lot of this, like, I put a good amount of this into like the individual that you picking. I know that I have skills that'll make sure all the bills are paid. Not saying that the woman that I'm dealing with won't, but that's why I said, like, we're coming into an era where there's a lot more men being left at home with the kids. And there's of course there's a percentage of men that want to be at home with their kids, but then that's why I said, like, we are definitely going through the generation of niggas that didn't really work that hard. Like, some of them. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have no real skills. They can't build nothing. They can't fix nothing. And then, you know what I'm saying, the real lazy motherfuckers can't research nothing, can't study nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know how to use their hands at all. It's just a tragedy. Because that's why I said, like, that's when you realize, okay, like, there's still real men out here, but then there's a bunch of niggas that can't do shit, that all they do is pop off at the mouth. And that's why women are like, okay, y'all the bitches. Like, if you debate with me more than getting shit done, listen to what I'm gonna say, like, we can keep it real straightforward. If you debate and you argue with women more than you get your own work done, you pretty much a female. If someone says something really mean or annoying to you or hurtful, and you don't know how to let it go and you gotta say something, you don't have any control. Let's just be honest. You don't have any control. That sucks to hear, doesn't it? The one thing that I noticed, if me as a person, because after I left my toxic situation, I was a completely different person. After actually digging through that hurt and all that bullshit that I went through, I became a better person. I became a more healed person, not completely healed. I became a better individual though, overall, and was able to do more and go further. That's after me processing everything and leaving the situation. After. It can happen during, right before you actually like separate and cut ties. But you gotta understand, like, this shit it's gonna be a war zone for a while, if you really want it. One thing that I understood that I try to make sure stays in the front of my brain is, as a man, as calm as I am, I had to learn, like, okay, where is this anger? Where is this annoyance? Where is this I want to get loud? Where is this energy coming from? Like, because it was like combative, but I was trying to figure out where I learned it from, because I never really seen it. Like, I never seen my mama fight, debate, argue. I seen a relationship not work. That's what I said, but necessarily like somebody sitting around arguing and fighting all the time. Like, I just saw no good ass nigga. Like, that's what I saw. I didn't necessarily needed to see him like go back and forth with my mom to realize that he wasn't shit. So that was when I was younger, right? So my calmness, whatever I have within myself, what I noticed is that I don't be interested in debating with women, like having an argument or like going back and forth. So listen, some niggas have an act for that because they've been doing it, right? I realized it wasn't me. So then when I separated from that situation, it never happened again. Listen, it never happened again. Realized it was just that particular type of woman, right? So what I realized is, like, any woman that has jokes, you gotta watch them, right? Depending on what the jokes are. any man that has jokes, you gotta watch them depending on what the jokes are. You gotta watch what they say. You gotta watch how they move. You gotta watch how they do everything. And you're like, why? Because it can all just be a facade. None of that could be real, which is extremely dangerous because now whatever you give them, they're using it as ammunition. They know how to trigger you and they're going to. Also, being a man, and from the books that I've even read, women are going to test you. Especially, I forgot if I can remember it, I'll say it. But it's a book every man should read, but it lets you know women are going to test you. There's no way of getting away from women testing you. But that's why I know that there's men that stay on this side and they don't ever really want to long-term commit with a woman because of things like this. And then on the other side where it's like, okay, either you're gonna be in the world with women or you're gonna ignore them. Like, them the only two options: either be in their world with their delusion or ignore all of them.